It takes multiple minds to run a business. It takes multiple minds to get a task done and to actually spiral upward and come up with more elegant ways to do the task. And one thing I've learned as a 33-year-old man who spent a long time trying to do everything himself and is now part of an organization is that when you try and do it all yourself, you burn out, you have inefficient systems, and you can get overwhelmed by decision paralysis. But when you work together and you come together, you come up with more elegant solutions. The task gets done faster, it's more fun, and you pull each other's strengths to the top. And I think when a lot of people think about, multiple different minds in a business, they kind of think about it in a macro, like, oh, one person's good at selling, one person's good at operations, one person's good at communication, one person's good at lead gen. But I'm even talking in the minutia, like having multiple minds on one task can expedite the task, can make it better, can make it faster. And like two specific examples. One, at the shows over the weekend, we're like, let's post a reel from the show that is the night of the show, right when it's done. Post an exciting moment right on Instagram so that the people who are at the show, when they're at home, they can see it, be like, yes, I remember that, I was there, and share it. People who weren't there can get to feel like maybe they were there for the night. If they know the show was happening and they couldn't go, they see on Instagram, that's what happened. That was so cool. And the thing about posting a reel on Instagram, like, it's harder than it sounds. There's actually a lot of decision points that go into it. It's like, first of all, which video do you pick? And then like, if you have a 50-second video you made, it's like, do you do the whole 50 seconds? Do you do part of it? Is it 10 seconds, 20 seconds? Is there text on the video? What's the caption? Are there hashtags? What's the thumbnail? There's a lot of decisions that go into it. And the way we did it Friday and Saturday that made it successful, that made videos that actually got over 8,000 views, was me, Brett, and Abby worked on it together. And basically, one person would work until they got to a point where they were paralyzed with a decision, and then they would hand the phone to the next person, basically. And so, Brett kind of picked a clip, or I think Abby picked a clip, handed it to Brett. Brett chunked it down, then he handed it to me. I wrote the caption. I handed it back to Abby. She did the thumbnail. Bam, it's done. And when you try and do stuff like that all yourself, like, it can actually take a lot of energy, and you can really doubt if it worked or not. And if it flops, you feel like it's all your fault. But when we kind of make that task into a 3-person task like that, it actually gets done faster and is better, and nobody like feels any sort of way about it. We're all kind of like, sweet, we work together, we feel closer. Also, yesterday, me and Abby counted the merch, One Destiny 2, we counted the merch, and like, counting the merch is a task that might seem super insignificant, and it's like, well, Square kind of counts it for us, but we pulled it out and we counted it, and like, what happened from doing that was like, we threw away some trash that was in some of the bins. We took some of the shirts that were in the bin and put them in a bin in the basement, because we don't need to carry around 150 shirts to every show. We took like half of them and put them in the basement so that the bin is lighter, it's easier to carry. We also were able to discuss like some of the stuff that's not selling. While we were working on it, it's like, what could we do to sell this? It's like, we're maybe gonna lower the price on something. We're maybe gonna look at how we could bundle the pins with certain items to move them more. I also realized that everybody who's bought stuff on Shopify gave us their email, so we could add that to our mailing list for the newsletter. And these are like 5 or 6 different things that emerged from committing to doing the simple task, and specifically actually from doing it together, from Abby and I working through it together. We were able to discuss what we were working on while we were working on it, keep it top of mind, make it more streamlined, make it better. And it's like coming from the simple task of, let's count the merch to make sure we have an accurate count in our spreadsheet. We actually had like 5 other things come out of it that were exciting and fun. And because Abby's focused on something different than what I'm focused on, the cross point of those 2 focuses come up with new ideas that neither of us would have come up with on our own. And we got the system just a little more smoother. And if we just commit to doing that every time, it'll get better and better. So yeah, if you have a creative endeavor, if there's something you're working on, like even if you're an independent musician like I kind of was for a long time, it's like, Find people that inspire you, that spiral you upward, where when you hang out with them, you're able to talk about ideas and you aren't squashed. You're actually given more ideas. People that make you want to get into action, people that like fill you with hope and happiness and joy, and work on tasks together with them. Invest in them and have them invest in you. You know, get together in the same room and say, let's get shit done. And then like work on stuff and make decisions together. Spiral upward with multiple minds. So don't try and do it all yourself. That was like the big issue I always had with Safety Squad back in the day, was I wanted to do it all myself. It wasn't really from a place of like ego in the sense of like I wanted to control everything. It was like actually a place of fear. It was like, I'm afraid of like giving someone else too much ownership, because if this thing crashes and burns, it's my fault. And I needed, like, it's all good because I'm here where I am now, but like if I'm talking to somebody else who's in a position, maybe you're running a band and you're doing everything by yourself, like get your other bandmates enrolled in working on stuff, in like being all in as you are. And the hard lesson, I actually have a video on this about the truth about finding your tribe, is if you try to get other people enrolled in a deeper way and they don't, for whatever reason, they're the wrong people. Even if they're great musicians, even if they're friends, even if they're buddies, even if you like them, they're the wrong people if they're not willing to get super enrolled in your vision. And running a business requires multiple minds that spiral upward, that are willing to do the work, that trust in you and you can trust in them, and where when you work on stuff together, you come up with better ideas on how to do it together. So that's today's video. Love ya all. See you in Wisconsin Friday at Badger State Brewing at the Sneezy Show, or Mundelein, Illinois Saturday at Sundance Saloon. Love you. Bye.